Welcome to Science Store online classes.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Hello dear students, welcome back to biology online classes. Here the chapter of CET NEET is Animal Kingdom. So previously we have completed 3 different worksheets. So we'll start with the worksheet number 3. We have finished 2. This is the third one. So under that we'll study chordate. Coming to question number 1, one of the primary characters of chordate is, what is the primary character of the chordate? 1. Ganglionated nerve cord, 2. Paired nerve cord, 3. Solid ventral nerve cord, 4. Dorsal hollow nerve cord. You have studied in the theory the different characteristic features, key features of chordates. Under that you remember the primary characteristics of chordate is the presence of dorsal hollow nerve cord. So the nerve cord is a part of the nervous system and it is found in both chordates as well as in non-chordates. Nerve cord is ventral in position in non-chordates and dorsal in chordates. So the right answer is option 4, dorsal hollow nerve cord. Question number 2. Which one of the following is not a characteristic feature of all the chordates? A. 1. Presence of coelom. 2. Diaphragm separating thorax from abdomen. 3. Dorsal nerve cord. 4. Pharyngeal gill slits in the early embryonic stages. Which of the following is not a characteristic feature of chordate? The chordate is a characteristic feature yaudu alla anta. Okay. Presence of coelom, it is. Dorsal nerve cord, it is. Pharyngeal gill slits, it is in the earlier embryonic stages. The diaphragm separating the thorax from abdomen alla. Diaphragm andre enu? Vape. ಎದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಉದರವನ್ನು ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಬೇರ್ಪಡಿಸುವ ಒಂದು ಅಂಗ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ವಪೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಡಯಾಫ್ರಮ್ separates the thorax from the abdomen. Okay, so it is not the characteristic feature of all the chordates. Body of the mammals under chordates, in the mammals internally divided into 2 portions, thorax and the abdomen, by circular partition, that is called as, by the transverse circular partition, that is called as the diaphragm. So it is found in mammals only, in chordates. And also there is an incomplete diaphragm between abdomen and thorax is present in crocodiles. In crocodiles, incomplete diaphragm is present between the thorax and the abdomen. So in other members of the phylum Chordata, diaphragm is not observed. Bere members of chordates other than mammals nalli, they don't have any diaphragm. So diaphragm is not the characteristics of all the chordates. Very important question. So students, mark it as an important one. We move to the question number 3. Vertebral column is derived from. Vertebral column ಯಾವುದರಿಂದ ಡಿರೈವ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ? 1. notochord, 2. dorsal nerve cord, 3. ventral nerve cord, 4. outgrowth of the cranium. Cranium ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Brain box, inside which the brain is well protected. So notochord is replaced by cartilaginous or maybe bony vertebral column. Correct? In the adults of subphylum Vertebrata. So notochord is replaced by vertebral column in the subphylum Vertebrata. So this vertebral column may be either made up of cartilage or maybe bone in the adults. So this vertebral column, the vertebral column encloses the spinal cord. It encloses the spinal cord. Next, question number 4. Which one of the following structure is present in all adult vertebrates? ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಡಲ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಫಾಲೋವಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ. 1 ನೋಟೋಕಾರ್ಡ್, 2 ಡಾರ್ಸಲ್ ಟ್ಯುಬ್ಯುಲರ್ ನರ್ವ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್, 3 ಫರೆಂಜಿಯಲ್ ಗಿಲ್ ಸ್ಲಿಟ್ಸ್, 4 renal portal system. Which one is the answer? Present in all the adult vertebrates. ಫೆರೆಂಜಿಯಲ್ ಗಿಲ್ ಸ್ಲಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕಂತಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯಾನಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಅಡಲ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಡಾರ್ಸಲ್ ಟ್ಯುಬ್ಯುಲರ್ ನರ್ವ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಅದು ಇದೆ. ನೋಟೋಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರಲ್ ಕಾಲಮ್. ಸೊ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ 2 ಇಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ರೀನಲ್ ಪೋರ್ಟಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇರೋದು ಯಾವುದರಲ್ಲಿ? ಈ ಆ್ಯಂಫಿಬಿಯನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು. ಸೊ ಫಿಶಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಆ್ಯಂಫಿಬಿಯನ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು ರೀನಲ್ ಪೋರ್ಟಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ರೆಪ್ಟೈಲ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಬ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮಲ್ಸ್. ಏನು ರೀನಲ್ ಪೋರ್ಟಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಂದರೆ? ರೀನಲ್ ಪೋರ್ಟಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಈಗ ಡಿಆಕ್ಸಿನೇಟೆಡ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಇದೆ. ಆ ಡಿಆಕ್ಸಿನೇಟೆಡ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ different parts of the body, especially from the lower parts of the body, it comes to the kidney, and from the kidney it comes to the heart for purification. So such portal system, it is called as the renal portal system. Renal ಅಂದರೆ ಕಿಡ್ನಿ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಸೊ renal portal system ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಈ ಡಿಆಕ್ಸಿನೇಟೆಡ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದು ಹಾರ್ಟಿಗೆ ಪ್ಯೂರಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತದಲ್ಲ, ಹಾರ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹೋಗುವ ಮೊದಲು ಇಟ್ ಗೋಸ್ ಟು ದ ಕಿಡ್ನಿ. Via kidney it comes to the heart for the purification. So it ports, the kidney ports this deoxygenated blood. Okay, so that is called as renal portal system. You can see in case of fishes and amphibians, reduced in case of reptiles and birds, but absent in case of mammals. So in adult vertebrate, nerve cord is represented by the central nerve system which contains brain and spinal cord. ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲದರಲ್ಲೂ ಇದೆ. ಅದು ನೋಟೋಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಕಾರ್ಟಿಲೇಜಿನಸ್ ಆರ್ ಬೋನಿ ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರಲ್ ಕಾಲಮ್. ಸೊ ಫೆರೆಂಜಿಯಲ್ ಗಿಲ್ ಸ್ಲಿಟ್ಸ್ occurs in during the embryonic stages of development, but it disappears in the adults. However, in some fishes and amphibians, gill slits occurs in the adult also. There are some amphibians ಮತ್ತು ಕೆಲವು ಫಿಶಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಅವುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಗಿಲ್ ಸ್ಲಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಡಲ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 5. ವಿಚ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫಾಲೋವಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಕಾರ್ಡೇಟ್ ಫೀಚರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಶೇರ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ನಾನ್ ಕಾರ್ಡೇಟ್ಸ್? ಈ ಕೆಳಗಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಡೇಟ್ ಫೀಚರ್ ಯಾವುದು? ಅದು ನಾಟ್ ಶೇರ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ನಾನ್ ಕಾರ್ಡೇಟ್. ಕಮಾನ್. 1 triploblastic body, 2 true coelom, 3 bilateral symmetry, or 4 notochord. Not shared by non-chordates. Non-chordatesನಲ್ಲಿ notochord ಉಂಟಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದೇ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ 4. ಟ್ರಿಪ್ಲೋಬ್ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಹೌದು, ಟ್ರೂ ಸೀಲಮ್ ಹೌದು, ಬೈಲ್ಯಾಟ್ರಲ್ ಸಿಮೆಟ್ರಿ ಕೂಡ ಹೌದು. ಸೊ notochord is found in chordates and absent in non-chordates. So all the chordates, they possess mesodermally derived notochord. They possess mesodermally derived notochord. So notochord is mesodermal in origin. Very important. Notochord is mesodermal in origin. During their embryonic life as main axial support of the body. So ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಿಸೋಡರ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿರೈವ್ಡ್ ನೋಟೋಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯಾನಿಕ್ ಲೈಫ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಇನ್ ಸಮ್ ಕಾರ್ಡೇಟ್ಸ್ ನೋಟೋಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರಲ್ ಕಾಲಮ್. ಯು ನೋ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದ ಕಾರ್ಡೇಟಾ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಇಂಟು 3 ಸಬ್ಫೈಲಮ್ ಯೂರೋಕಾರ್ಡೇಟಾ, ಸಬ್ಫೈಲಮ್ ಸೆಫೆಲೋಕಾರ್ಡೇಟಾ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಬ್ಫೈಲಮ್ ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೇಟಾದಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೆಫೆಲೋಕಾರ್ಡೇಟಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಥ್ರೂಔಟ್ ದ ಲೈಫ್ ದ ನೋಟೋಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್ ರಿಟೈನ್ಡ್. ಯೂರೋಕಾರ್ಡೇಟಾದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಟೋಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ರಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು ದ ಟೇಲ್ ರೀಜನ್, ಬಟ್ ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೇಟಾದಲ್ಲಿ, ಸಬ್ಫೈಲಮ್ ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೇಟಾದಲ್ಲಿ ದ ನೋಟೋಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ vertebral column in the adults, which may be either made up of cartilaginous or bony. We'll move to question number 6. Which among them is a characteristic of chordata? 1 dorsal heart, 2 gut is dorsal, 2 nerve cord, 3 central nervous system is solid, 4 post anal part, that is tail, is present. So you have studied in chordate characters. One of the chordate characters is present of post anal part, that is the tail is present in not all the chordates but in most of the animals. Dorsal heart, no, they have ventral heart. Then gut is dorsal to the nerve cord, gut alimentary canal, it is ventral to the nerve cord, ventral to the nerve cord, because they have dorsal hollow nerve cord. So gut will come ventral. Then central nervous system is solid, no, part of the central nervous system, nerve cord is dorsal, hollow and single. So central nervous system is dorsal, hollow and single, and it is not solid. So the right option for question number 6 is the option 4, students. Move to question number 7. The correct classification of Ascidia, Salpa, Doliolum all belongs to Urochordata subphylum. So what is the correct classification? Chordata, Protochordata, Vertebrata. Chordata, Protochordata, Cephalochordata. Chordata, Cephalochordata, Vertebrata. Chordata, Protochordata, Urochordata. You remember the classification what I have given, the flow chart, if you remember. Chordata, then comes Protochordata, then comes Urochordata. Phylum Chordata has been divided into two subgroups. Let me write. Phylum Chordata has been divided into two subgroups. Two subgroups. One is Acraniata or Protochordata. I think this we have not written. So write Acraniata or Protochordata, and another one is Craniata or Euchordata. So once again, Acraniata means there is no brain box or cranium, no brain box or cranium. That is why it is called as A. A means without. Craniata dalli cranium is present. Here cranium is present. Next, again Acraniata is divided into two subphylum. ಎರಡು ಸಬ್ಫೈಲಮ್ ಇದೆ. ಒಂದು ಯೂರೋಕಾರ್ಡೇಟಾ or also called as tunicata, and the second one is cephalochordata. Cephalochordata. Here this is divided into only one subphylum, that is subphylum Vertebrata. So here the notochord is present only at the tail region. Here the notochord extends from the tail to the head region, head to the tail region, and here the notochord is replaced by the vertebral column. So examples for this Urochordata what we are discussing. So phylum Chordata, then subphylum Acraniata or Protochordata. Okay. Then subgroup it is. Subgroups Acraniata or Protochordata. So phylum Chordata, subgroup it is Acraniata or Protochordata, and the subphylum is Urochordata or Tunicata. So the right option is option 4, Chordata, Protochordata and Urochordata. And what are the examples for this? Ascidia, Salpa, then Herdmania. Next, coming to question number 8, body of the Urochordate is enclosed in a dash, mantle alla, adu mantle barudu molluscadalli, test or tunic is the right answer. Shell alla, shell kuda molluscadalli, shield kuda alla, shield reptiles alli bartade. So in Urochordates, the adult body is enclosed in a leathery test or coat. So this leathery test or tunic anta heltare, it is formed of cellulose like organic substance. It is made up of cellulose like organic substance. Cellulose like organic substance which is present, which is from which the tunic is made up of. That organic substance, it is called as tunicin. It is called as tunicin. So cellulose like organic substance ಇದೆ. Cellulose is a type of polysaccharide, ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಬೋಹೈಡ್ರೇಟ್. ಸೊ ಅದರ ಸೆಲ್ಯುಲೋಸ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಟ್ಯೂನಿಸಿನ್ ಅಂತ. ಈ ಟ್ಯೂನಿಸಿನಿಂದ ಟ್ಯೂನಿಕ್ ಆರ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಮೇಡಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಪಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಟ್ಯೂನಿಕ್ ಅಥವಾ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಈ ಟ್ಯೂನಿಸಿನ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂತಹ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ನಿಂದ ಮಾಡಲ್ಪಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. So that is why these urochordata, they are also called as tunicata. Next, question number 9. All of them are characteristics of urochordates except, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಯುರೋಕಾರ್ಡೇಟ್ಸ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಆದರೆ ಒಂದಲ್ಲ ಯಾವುದು. 1. Neural gland as excretory organ. Open type of circulatory system. Cranium is absent. Development is direct. In urochordata, development is indirect. So option 4 is wrong. Larva of the urochordata, it is free swimming larva which shows retrogressive metamorphosis. Nodi, which shows retrogressive metamorphosis. Retrogressive metamorphosis. So this is the larva of urochordate. It shows retrogressive metamorphosis ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? The larva having advanced features or advanced characters when compared to the adults. Adults have less advanced features. Okay? So usually adult ಹೇಗೆ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ? egg will hatch into larva will develop into adult ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ retrogressive metamorphosisನಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಸಿವ್ ಮೆಟಮಾರ್ಫೋಸಿಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಡಲ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜಿಗೆ ಬರುವಾಗ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ವೆನ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ಡ್ ಟು ದ ಲಾರ್ವಾ. ಆದರೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಆಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಲಾರ್ವಾ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಮೋರ್ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ವೆನ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ಡ್ ಟು ದ ಅಡಲ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ರಿಟ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಸಿವ್ ಮೆಟಮಾರ್ಫೋಸಿಸ್. ಅದಾಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಆಪ್ಷನ್ 4. Question number 10. Respiration in cephalochordates occurs through. Cephalochordatesನಲ್ಲಿ ರೆಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ? occurs through dash. General body surface, gills, tracheole, lungs. Special respiratory organs are absent in case of cephalochordates. So there is no respiratory pigment in the blood, or the gaseous exchange occurs through the general body surface. Okay, there is no respiratory pigment and the gaseous exchange takes place through the general body surface. It is not through gills, not through lungs, neither through tracheoles. Tracheoles andre there is a trachea is a respiratory tube. It will divide into branches. Those branches are called as tracheoles. ಅದು ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಆಬ್ಸೆಂಟ್. ಅದು ಟ್ರಕಿಯೋಲ್ಸ್ ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಬರೋದು ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಲಂಗ್ಸ್ ಬರೋದು ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್, ಹೈಯರ್ ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೇಟ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಗಿಲ್ಸ್ ಬರೋದು ಸಾಧಾರಣ ಆ್ಯಂಫಿಬಿಯನ್ಸ್, ಕೆಲವು ಅಡಲ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಫಿಬಿಯನ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಫಿಶಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಬಟ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಲಾರ್ವಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಿಲ್ಸ್. ಸರಿಯಾ? Question number 11. Excretion by Protonephridia with the solenocyte is a characteristic of. ಏನದು? Question number 11 ನೋಡಿ. Excretion by Protonephridia with the solenocyte is characteristic of. Branchiostoma, Amphioxus, Lancelet, all of this. Answer is all of this. So if you take in subphylum Cephalochordata, where which branchiostoma comes, alva, Amphioxus, Lancelet and branchiostoma. Excretion occurs by protonephridia and they have specialized cells, they are called as solenocytes. What they are called as solenocytes. So branchiostoma, it is also called as amphioxus or lancelet because of its lancelet like shape. So due to both the ends pointed, it's pointed like a lance. Okay, so they are called as the lancelets. Next, coming to question number 12, statement 1, cephalochordata bear notochord all along the body throughout the life. Statement 2, urochordate bears vertebral column only in tail region throughout the life. Urochordate ಅಲ್ಲಿ vertebral column ಉಂಟಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರಲ್ ಕಾಲಮ್ ಯಾವುದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು? ಸಬ್ಫೈಲಮ್ ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೇಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರೋದು. ಸೊ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ 2 is incorrect and statement 1 is the correct one. So option 2 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is wrong. Urochordate belongs to the protochordata subgroup, alva, where notochord is present only in the tail of animal larva and notochord disappears in the adults. In the urochordates, notochord is not replaced by the vertebral column. Move to the question number 13. Cyclostomata belongs to which division? Cyclo andre circular, stoma andre opening, so they have circular opening or the circular mouth. So cyclostomata belongs to which division? 1 Pisces, 2 Agnatha, 3 Acraniata, 4 Tetrapoda. Here also you have studied the classification. Subphylum Vertebrata. Subphylum Vertebrata, which belongs to the subgroup Craniata or Euchordata. Correct? So this Vertebrata is a subphylum which is containing Agnatha and Gnathostomata, 2 divisions. So Agnatha, it contains, Agnatha means jawless vertebrates, they lack the jaws. So they contain only one living superclass, that is superclass only one class Cyclostomata. Correct? Then superclass Pisces and superclass Tetrapoda. Gnatostomata contains 2 superclasses. Correct? Agnatha contains only class Cyclostomata. See the classification. Subphylum Vertebrata. Vertebrata has been divided into 2 subdivisions. 2 divisions. One is Agnatha, ಮತ್ತೊಂದು Gnathostomata. Agnatha ಅಂದರೆ without jaws, so jawless vertebrates. Correct? So they lacks jaw. But here they bears jaw. Correct? So once again Agnatha has been divided into 2 subdivision. ಇದು ಮೇನ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಇನ್ನು ಸಬ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಇದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ Cyclostomata. NCERT ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ Cyclostomata ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಟು ವಿಚ್ Petromyzon ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟು. Petromyzon ಮತ್ತು Myxine, hagfish belongs to. It contains another class ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟಿಂಕ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್, ಅಂದರೆ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟಿಂಕ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕೋಡರ್ಮಿ. ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕೋಡರ್ಮಿ. ಸೊ ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕೋಡರ್ಮಿಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ cephalapsis. Example is cephalapsis. So these all includes extinct species. ಈಗ ಜೀವಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ. These are all living species. Got it? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಜ್ಞಾಥೋಸ್ಟೊಮ್ಯಾಟೊ. ಜ್ಞಾಥೋಸ್ಟೊಮ್ಯಾಟೊದಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಸೂಪರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆ. It has got 2 super classes. One is super class Pisces, which includes fishes. Another one is super class Tetrapoda. So Cyclostomata belongs to the which division? Division A, Gnatha, option 2. Question number 14. The correct classification of myxine is myxine. See, the myxine is the hagfish. So it belongs to phylum Chordata, subphylum Vertebrata, division Agnatha, and class Cyclostomata. So phylum Chordata and subgroup it is Craniata, then or division subphylum Vertebrata ಅಲ್ವಾ, ನಂತರ ಏಗ್ನಾಥ ಮತ್ತು ಸೈಕ್ಲೋಸ್ಟೊಮಾಟ. ಸೊ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ರೈಟ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್? Chordata, then Craniata, then Agnatha and Cyclostomata. Phylum Chordata, then comes the Craniata, then comes the Vertebrata, and ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೇಟ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೇಟ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕೋಡರ್ಮಿ ಇದೆ, ಅದು ರಾಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ನೋಡಿ, ಕಾರ್ಡೇಟಾ, ಕ್ರೇನಿಯೇಟಾ, ಏಗ್ನಾಥ ಮತ್ತು ಸೈಕ್ಲೋಸ್ಟೊಮಾಟ ಹೀಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿ ದ ಚಾರ್ಟ್, ಟೇಕ್ ಡೌನ್ ದಿಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಚಾರ್ಟ್. The earlier chart what we have drawn, it is also very important. Take down. Shall we move to the next question? The question number 15. The lamprey Petromyzon is included in the same taxonomic class as. Lamprey is included in the same taxonomic class as 1 Cephalapsis, 2 Ambystoma, 3 Neoceratodus, and 4 it is hagfish or myxine. So lamprey or Petromyzon and hagfish myxine belongs to the class, same class, that is Cyclostomata, which belongs to the division Agnatha and subphylum Vertebrata. So we have studied what is Cephalapsis. It belongs to class Ostracodermi. So they are the jawless extinct fish-like vertebrates. They are the jawless extinct fish-like vertebrates. Okay. Now what is Ambystoma? Second option C. It is the family of salamanders. Ambystoma are the belongs to family of salamanders. Amphibians. Salamanders are nothing but belongs to class amphibians. They are the tailed amphibians. So tailed amphibians are called as Urodila. I told in the theory class, tailed amphibians belongs to Urodila. Urodila andre tailed amphibians. Urodila, tailed amphibians. Next, Neoceratodus. Neoceratodus andre eno? It is an Australian lungfish. Australian lungfish. Australian lungfish is Neoceratodus. Neoceratodus. So they have adaptation in their body, adjustment. They have evolved, highly evolved kind of fish. When they are present in the atmosphere, they can breathe the atmospheric air through the lungs. Usually fishes have gills, and the gills helps to take the dissolved oxygen which is present in the surrounding water bodies. But when you take out the fish from the water and if you expose to the air or atmosphere, it will not get the dissolved oxygen of the water, because they usually have gills. Gills are meant only for respiration through the water bodies. So they tend to die. But in case of these Australian lungfish or lungfishes such as Neoceratodus, they have adaptation, they have lungs. Through lungs they can take the atmospheric air. Okay. So the right option, lamprey or petromyzon, is included in the same taxonomic class as the hagfish or myxine, that is class Cyclostomata. Question number 16. Which of the following statement is not true for Agnatha members? Yavudu following statement is not true for Agnatha andre jawless vertebrates? Option 1, they include hagfishes and lampreys. 2, they have notochord throughout their lives. 3, they are known as cyclostomes. 4, they have bony skeletons. Include hagfishes and lampreys, that is correct. They have notochord throughout their lives, that also correct. They are known as cyclostomes, that also correct, because they are belongs to class Cyclostomata. But they have bony skeletons, it is absolutely wrong. You know that Agnatha is divided into two classes, one ostracodermy, another one is Cyclostomata. So Petromyzon and myxine, it belongs to class Cyclostomata. Agnatha means jawless vertebrates. They do not possess any exoskeleton and possess cartilaginous vertebral column because they are chordates. Hence, Agnatha members lack bony skeleton because Agnatha contains cartilaginous exoskeleton. You have to remember this, important, note down. Agnatha contains cartilaginous exoskeleton. So, right option is option 4 for question number 16, students. But to question number 17, the larva of Petromyzon is known as 1. Ammosid, 2. Tornaria, 3. Axolotl, 4. Bipinnaria. Bipinnaria is the larva of the starfish Asterias, I told. Bipinnaria, it is the larva of the starfish, that is Asterias. Let me erase the board. Question number 17, the larva of Petromyzon is known as Bipinnaria. It is the larva of starfish. Asterias. That is the Asterias is the scientific name of starfish. Axolotl larva, it is the larva of ambystoma. Axolotl larva of ambystoma. Ambystoma, it is a amphibian. Ammosit is the larva of Petromyzon. Ammosit is the larva of Petromyzon or the lamprey. So this ammosit larva, very important, remember, the ammosit larva which belongs to Petromyzon or lamprey, alva. So this is similar to that of Amphioxus. Similar to Amphioxus. Because Amphioxus it is belongs to Cephalochordata. Amphioxus belongs to Cephalochordata. So ammosit larva is a link between Cephalochordata and cyclostomes. So this Petromyzon belongs to cyclostomes. So it is a connecting link. Ammosit larva, it is a connecting link between cyclostomes and cephalochordates, because the larva of the Petromyzon is the ammosit larva, and that Petromyzon larva, it belongs to class cyclostomes. Petromyzon belongs to class cyclostomes, and it is similar to that of Amphioxus. Amphioxus is belonging to cephalochordate. So this larva resembles to the Amphioxus. So it is a connecting link between the cyclostomes and the cephalochordates. Remember. So the question may be asked for the exams. Okay, got my point, students? So take down these points. Okay, now Tornaria larva. Tornaria belongs to which? Tornaria is the larva of what? That is a homework for you. Tornaria larva. Tornaria larva belongs to what? That is the homework, home assignment question for you. I will tell you definitely in the next class, but you think and write down. So the larva of Petromyzon is known as ammosit larva. Okay. Next, question number 18. Lampreys, Catadromus, Anadromus, both 1 and 2, none of this. So lamprey, it is called as Petromyzon. It is a marine organism. So, but adult lamprey, they migrate from freshwater to the from the marine water, they migrate to the freshwater for spawning, andre mari haklikke. So such migration from sea to river for the breeding purpose, it is known as anadromous migration. So fishes do migrate, I told this. They migrate from either sea to river, that is marine to freshwater, or from freshwater to marine for breeding purpose or spawning purpose. So here the lamprey, Lamprey shows the anadromous migration, means it is marine fish, it is a marine organism, and from sea it will move to the river for spawning purpose. If it is opposite, if it is from river to sea, then it is called as catadromous migration. So, two important types of migration, anadromous migration, another one is catadromous migration. Anadromous means marine to freshwater, and cata means from freshwater to marine. So, the right option is the option 2. Question number 19, catadromous fish migrate from. Catadromous fish migrate from. Now, just I told. River to sea, option 2. So, catadromous migration is observed in the fishes which spend most of their lives in the freshwater, okay, river, and then migrate to the sea, that is marine, for the breeding purpose. So, this type of migration, it is called as catadromous migration. Question number 20, teeth in chondrichthyes are modified. 1 placoid scales, 2 cycloid scales, 3 ctenoid scales, 4 rhomboid scales. Let's learn about the fish scales. Fish scales. You are already familiar with the placoid scales. Okay. Now write down some important points for this. First type is the placoid scales, usually found in cartilaginous fishes. So these scales acts like an exoskeleton here. So they are diamond shaped. Looks like this. These are the spines which rest on the base. So in chondrichthyes, teeth are modified placoid scales which are backwardly directed. Teeth are nothing but they are the modified placoid scales which are directed backwards. So they don't grow as the fish grows. Usually the scales will also grow as the fish grows, but these scales, they don't grow as the fish grows. Okay. Then they are often called as denticles. What they are often called as denticles. So examples for placoid scales are exhibited by sharks and rays. Sharks and rays. Sharks and rays. Then cycloid scales. Second type is cycloid scales. So these cycloid scales, they are circular in shape. So what is their shape? Circular in shape. So they are mainly found in bony fishes. They are mainly found in bony fishes. Examples: salmon fish, carp fish, etc. Then the third type is ctenoid scales. Ctenoid scales. Ctenoid means toothed. Ctenoid means what? Toothed. And they have comb-like plate. They have comb-like plate. They have comb-like plate or comb-like shape. Comb-like shape. So these scales are overlapping. These scales are overlapping and thin. Toothed comb-like shaped overlapping scales are called as ctenoid scales. and they can be seen example in perch fish, perch. Example, Nile perch, it is found in Africa, African Nile perch. ನೈಲ್ ನದಿ ಇರೋದು ಆಫ್ರಿಕಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ದೆನ್ another thing is ganoid scales, fourth one. Ganoid scales are of rhomboid shape. So they are called as rhomboid scales, rhomboid shape. Example, in fishes like bowfin, then paddle fishes, then sturgeons, these are the ray-finned fishes. Ray-finned fishes, sturgeons. So this is belongs to subclass of bony fishes. It belongs to the subclass of bony fishes, that is Actinopterygii. Note down, Actinopterygii, subclass of the bony fish. Class Osteichthyes, subclass Actinopterygii, and the type is ray-finned fish. The scientific name is sturgeon. So ಈ sturgeonally they have rhomboid shaped scale. This is also called as the ganoid scales. Other examples are bowfin, paddle fishes. So this is about a brief account on different kinds of scales in fishes, or fish scales. Mark it as a very important question for the exam. So students, we have done with around 20 questions. So the rest 30 questions let me finish in the next session, so that we will finish the Animal Kingdom chapter for CET NEET. So note down all the important points which I have written on the board, students. Take down my lecture points, and thank you for watching the video.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.